Welcome to Be Prepared. My name is Sandra Valtero, and I'm your host tonight. Tonight we are doing part 2 of presenting of staying active while we age. So we'll be discussing tonight some of the psychological benefits of activities as well as the physical, benefits. So tonight I have 3 guests, and I'd like to introduce them. First, to my left, Marge McDonald, who's the director of the Council on Aging for the past 15 years. She also has an MPA in Public Administrations and a Bachelor of Science in Human Service, Sociology, and Health. She provides an awful lot of stimulation at the Senior Center with activities for seniors. She also has a show here at BCAT. It's telling your story. A lot of the elderlies come in and tell their personal stories. And she also does a little program on keeping the activities up to date so people know what's going on here in Burlington. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next we have Dr. Rudy Vargas, Jr. He's a doctor of physical therapy. He's also the director of rehabilitation at Care One in Lexington and also a dementia practitioner. Welcome.
Thank you.
And next, back with us again this month is Dr. Wayne Saltsman, who's the section chief of geriatrics and transitional care at Leahy Clinic. He's also a certified medical director and assistant professor of medicine at Tufts Medical School. He's currently the chair of the Burlington Board of Health, and he also lectures regularly on geriatric syndrome. Welcome, Doctor.
Nice to see you again.
You too. So tonight, let's get started with our first clip that I want to show about a woman named Carol Seitz from People Fit in Woburn. She started off having problems with, she thought, TMJ. Her daughter told her that she should go see a gymnasium and start working out. So that's what she did. Let's see what she has to say. Hi, my name is Sandra Valtero, and I'm here at People Fit to interview Carol Seitz. Carol is going to be working out and showing you how important it is to exercise as we age. Carol, how long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here for 11 years.
11 years, Wonderful. What brought you here?
I have ongoing issues with TMJ, which I thought was TMJ, and 11 years ago my daughter very forcefully suggested I needed to try exercise to help me relax and deal with stress that was clearly causing the TMJ.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
One wouldn't think that exercise would help the jaw, but that's great.
It did, and it does.
Okay, so
Yeah.
give us a demonstration
Okay.
of how you work out. How many times do you do that?
Probably 12,
12?
yeah.
So how long do you work out here?
About an hour,
How many times a week?
2 at least, and sometimes 3.
Wow, very good. Are there a lot of people your age here working out?
A lot, yeah. Yeah, it's a nice community of people my age.
What would you say the age range is here?
It's hard to tell. You can't tell how old people
That's
are.
very true.
During the day, they're retirees.
That's great, Carol. What kind of machine is that?
This is called an elliptical.
Okay, how long do you usually spend on the elliptical?
10 minutes. I
10
try to vary 10 minutes on one machine, 10 minutes on another machine, because they are fairly boring.
Okay, and how is that affecting your body?
It's cardio. My whole body, the heart is really working. When I can tell my heart's working when I start breathing more heavily.
And when you can't talk as well,
You're right.
Because you're working
And
out
when
hard.
I start to sweat.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
So 10 minutes on that?
Yep.
And then you usually go to like a treadmill or something
Yes,
for a
that's
next
exactly
cardio?
what I do. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. You notice I had a little crawl at the bottom, and that was to show some activities that stimulate the mind while, creating good feelings. And most of those activities you can find at the Senior Center,
Yes.
as well as other places in the community. So let's start off with thinking about the attitude of people. Do you think there's any difference in the attitude between those who are active and those who are not?
Absolutely, yes. You can see it at the center, just in the folks that work out and come to the exercise classes or go to Tai Chi or to the dance classes as compared to those that are just coming and sitting around and not, just having lunch and not doing very much. Not that the folks that are sitting around have a bad attitude, but you can see a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, people with that exercise on a daily basis or routine, they usually have more positive outlook in life, and they're more relaxed. And on a daily basis, they wake up relaxed, and for the daily thing, they're more positive in individuals and other people surrounds them, which is very contagious as well. They smile, and they're not irritated most of the time.
That's exactly
Yeah.
well. And do you think that seniors encourage other seniors to work out because they work out?
Precisely, I think that's a very good motivating factor to see the same age working out as well. It's more like, come on here and do some exercise with me, and then, because as we said, if others can, why can't I?
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think, Doctor?
Well, I think a couple things. I think we know that physical stimulation is extremely positive, especially in individuals who have memory impairment, dementia. We know that physical stimulation, mental stimulation slows the decline of cognition. So it's very positive. But the bigger picture is something that I always talk about when it comes to elders, and that is being active, doing something. It's giving purpose. And what we all need in life, no matter who we are at what stage in lives, is purpose. And so this is just one other avenue on top of what already has been said to help maintain a healthy state of being.
Right.
I like to say that just coming to the center and getting out of bed in the morning, taking a shower, washing your face, and walking out to the car or the COA bus, and then walking into the center and walking around the center, for some people, is their activity. The biggest part of that is that they're getting socialization. They're socializing, they're engaged in the community, and they're not sitting at home thinking about their ills and their pains and worrying about everything in the world that's going on. They're talking to other people, they're laughing, which we've all seen studies that show laughing is very positive for your health. And so they turn more outward and less inward. And so I personally, I think that just getting out in the world, whether you're going to the mall and going shopping and talking to the cashier, if they're not on the phone, texting, going to the center, going to a restaurant, even if it's by yourself, you're going to engage with other folks, and you're going to meet other people, and you're going to just be more engaged, and you're just going to feel better about yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you think when they reach out to help another person, that has a positive effect on them also?
Absolutely. As I said a while ago, it's very contagious. And exercise or physical activity definitely develop an enormous sense of well-being for individual. And they have more self-esteem. They have more positive self-perception of themselves. And if some elderly would see this, that these people is more a higher self-esteem, and for sure they wanted to do the same thing as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One thing I hear all the time, you probably hear it too, I'm not going to go to the senior center, it's for old people.
Yeah.
But then once you get them there, it's for people that are maybe chronologically older, but that's, I think, where it ends. It's very active, and everybody's moving around and being active.
Right.
And it's funny if you can just get them over that threshold.
Exactly. Well, 60 is it the age
60.
for seniors? Yeah. It's funny, different, even stores say 55 is older, you never know.
As long as it's not 52.
Or 51, yeah.
You have a ways to go, Doctor, don't worry.
Although those discounts are nice.
Okay, is it, Dr. Vargas, is it too late to exercise at any particular age?
Oh, definitely it's not too late to do physical activity or to exercise at any particular age. In fact, a lot of clinical research mentioned that physical activity at later age actually is very beneficial. And actually there's one research study in one of the nursing home actually that average age of 76 to 80, where their frail and wheelchair-bound population in their nursing home have to undergo a weightlifting program in their nursing home, and 95% of this population actually improve their strength, and this is reflected on their daily tasks as well. They need less assist in doing their hygiene and grooming, and they're more active in their daily life as well. So even 80, it's never too late.
Excellent. Well, I saw that at People Fit. There was a lot of elderly people over there working out, and they have certain machines that, you know, is less, I guess, exertion for the elderly as well, you know.
And that should be done in a safely, and that should be more of prescribed and being guided by a appropriate clinician in doing exercise as well.
Well, that's what's good about People Fit. They're all physical therapists.
That's good.
Yeah, so it works
And
out.
they also go to the home. Not to do a little plug, but
Yeah, they do. They do go to the home.
visits,
Right.
and, you know, once physical therapy is ended, they can go in and continue for you.
Exactly. Let's show another clip about a couple of the exercises that not only are good for you physically, but mentally as well. Psychologically, it picks up your spirits.
One more time. Very good. Open up, have a breath, and then move the arm down. Shake it. For the next move, the band is in front of you. Arms are straight almost. A little bit the elbows. Here is your shoulder move. See how much tension you want for this. You can turn the thumbs a little bit out. And tuck the chin. Lift the arms. Exhale, and then we slide and go forward. When you start feeling your hamstrings and back, give it a couple of breaths. Roll. We straighten up. We sit nice and upright. We take it to a twist where your shoulders are moving, but your belly button isn't.
Four here.
One in the middle.
Four here. Yeah, I don't have to
Luckily,
take
the
that.
suit they came from, so the default shows.
Just learning. So did you make it 6?
Okay, do me a favor while I'm,
Yeah, we
go ahead, do it, do it. Go ahead. Okay, now put 4 cards right here.
One more. Now give you get it,
You know, you gotta give it.
Okay, playing whist is another way of interacting with other people and stimulating the brain, because you really have to think when you're playing whist. And they have a lot of fun doing that. And actually, every day they usually play whist at the center. So, Dr. Rudy, are there special exercises for seniors?
Well, I would say there is no specific special exercise for seniors as long as it's been delivered and rendered safely and been guided by the appropriate clinician. But I would just say that there are 4 different exercises that they can do. Like the one shown in the video a while ago, he's been doing aerobic exercise, would increase the heart rate and would increase the physical endurance of a person. Then it could be a strengthening exercise as well, where they have to do weightlifting.
Yep.
And then there's another exercise which is a flexibility or stretching exercise. As you know, as we get old, our joints become tight, our muscles get tight. So we need more flexibility, and we have to do stretching exercise and to have free movement on everything we do on a daily basis. And the last one I think is very important for elders is the balance exercise.
Oh, yes.
Which you get old, high risk for fall, and definitely you need to focus on doing some balance exercise when you get old.
Absolutely.
You see that in the clip that we just saw. You have the chairs there so that the seniors can test their balance as far as they could possibly go
Right.
with it without actually falling over. So they can hold on to the chair if they need it or not. And if they don't use it and all of a sudden they lose their balance, that chair's right there for them.
Can we manage stress by being physically active, Doctor?
The question
Can
was,
we manage stress by being physically active?
no matter how old you are. So, absolutely, just by even some of the stretching exercises that we saw, great ways of managing stress. You know, the Council on Aging has Tai Chi classes, great focus and balance movements, relieving, psychologically relieving. And we know that from exercise, elders or anywhere, not necessarily elders, reduced risk of depression, anxiety, etc. I mean, as not just reflected in someone who has TMJ, but just in daily life.
Yeah. It was surprising how the TMJ was gone once you started exercising. So it was a definite indication of stress, right? One would think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So do you think it's important for seniors to believe in something and to cultivate a sense of purpose in their life?
That's what I already said. So
Yeah.
absolutely, purpose means everything. Sitting, watching TV at home is not purpose. It's a passive type of event. You need active, engaged events, social, structured. That's the most beneficial. And Marge was talking about someone saying, I don't want to go to the Council on Aging because that's where older people are. My grandmother refused to use a walker because she thought that it made her look old. We could not convince her away from her vanity to say this walker is enabling you to be independent and mobile. So we really have to work very hard, and and Marge's folks do it, and Rudy and his folks at Care One do it, to instill positive information that even if you need an assistive device, anything, it's okay. It's helping you be more independent, mobile, functional, and conditioned. Big things, but people need to hear this.
And I will yell at people. If they leave their assistive device behind and
Yeah.
walk to the ladies' room or walk to go get food, I will yell.
Marge
If I
is a
see it,
yeller. She's a
I yell
yeller.
all the time.
She's a yeller.
Yep. If I catch you without your device,
Yeah, same thing where
you'll
at
hear
work.
about it.
The same thing where at work. People don't want to use rolling walker or cane.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
shall we say some others are stubborn to do those because they feel like they're independent. And I was working 10 years ago independently. I was driving my car 10 years ago, but that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We have to educate them the right way. At this time, for your safety, you have to use assistive device.
Well, it's a big change when you suddenly can't do what
It
you
is.
normally do.
But it's better
Yes.
than
Yeah.
falling, and then
It is
you're
better than
really in a
falling.
lot of trouble.
Yes.
It is, but I understand. So will exercise aggravate medical conditions?
Actually, there is a research I've read a couple of weeks ago that it depends. If your chronic condition is actually related to joints, muscles, and ligaments, actually exercise is beneficial and safe to do that. It can worsen if you don't do actual physical activity. It has been stated in the research actually that 95% or to 98% of those population that are doing exercises with chronic condition with joint muscles are actually getting better result than those that are sedentary and afraid to do things because they feel that it could worsen their it's a misconception, shall we
But
say.
medical information has changed significantly over the past 30 years. So 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, a doctor would say to an elder who had bony arthritis, yeah, just sit, don't
Yeah.
do anything. Today, we know that was the absolutely wrong thing to say. That more mobility, more action lubricates joints. A lot of studies on strengthening the muscles of the thigh to improve the knee joint. But the important part of your question is that sure, exercise is very beneficial, toning, resistance training, etc. But if you have chronic conditions, before you undertake any type of exercise regimen, any type, make sure you talk about it with your doctor.
Correct.
And say, listen, I'm planning on doing X, Y, or Z. Is that okay for me? Because we're not just talking about bony issues. We're
Right.
talking about potentially
Medical
cardiac
yeah,
issues, lung issues, whatever.
Right.
Want to make sure that when somebody, as Dr. Vargas has already said, want to make sure that whatever you're doing it safely. So before you undertake anything, please make sure you clear it through your physician or physicians to make sure
Right.
it's the right thing for you.
I'd like to add to that too, that if you're going to a gym or going to a senior center to exercise, if you're going to a senior center, whoever the instructor is, let them know it's your first time exercising. And they will watch you, they'll watch your form, make sure you're doing everything correctly so you don't hurt yourself. And if you go to a gym, you join a gym, I would that first time ask to have a personal trainer with you. Again, they'll check your form, they'll make sure you're doing everything correctly. Walking on a treadmill holding on to it like this is not going to do very much for you and could potentially hurt you. I actually saw somebody of probably about 70 years old at the gym. He's holding on, he lost his grip, and the way he was standing, he was leaning over, he went right off.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wasn't
any of the
hurt,
quality
but-
gyms in this area, the owners or proprietors will absolutely walk with you around. And if they say, no, we don't do that, probably should find another gym.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like.
First
And I would
couple of
like to
sessions.
add, and again, not to plug, but there's a gym on Ray Avenue that has a lot of seniors that hang out there. That's very reasonable.
nice.
They're all there in the morning, so that's a good place to go if you want to get some activity, but also be social with other folks your age that aren't old.
So how do we encourage seniors to get up and get out of the house?
Oh, very easy. You start at age 45. And actually, I say that tongue in cheek, but we know that, you know, diseases like Alzheimer's disease, they really have started 20 years before we see evidence. Medical issues start, you know, after that age for most people as well, and things like dementia. You know, if you have high blood pressure that's not in your 40s, you have high blood pressure that's not controlled, diabetes that's not controlled, if you smoke or if your cholesterol is not controlled, by the time you're 65, you have almost a 300% chance of getting Alzheimer's disease or some other type of dementia. So it's great to encourage our elders now, but I think that we need to focus, as we're being very proactive, focus on their children and on younger individuals, you know, folks like us, to say, listen, what you do now is crucial for who you want to be.
Yeah.
And
Even more so, I have a walking group down at the track on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. And during the school year, sometimes the kids come out and they're on the track at the same time. And they were running or doing something one day, and I said to the gym teacher, I said, are we in the way? Do you need us to leave? And she says, no, absolutely not. I love that the kids see that it's a lifespan activity. You don't stop exercising when you get out of high school or college. You do it all through the lifespan, and you don't stop.
Absolutely
So
true.
that's, you know.
Absolutely
But I think
true.
to answer the question specifically, you, if you have a friend who's not getting out, you've just got to drag them out. Start with going to the mall or something.
And I think one thing as well is just like if you tell them it's an organized, structured exercise, most of them will not do it. You have to incorporate those physical activity in their daily life as well, like raking leaves, walking stairs up and down in the house. Instead of going, oh, you have to do 10 reps of this, most people will not do that.
Or tell them that that you've made an appointment for them, and that they are expected to be somewhere. Elders respect the ideas of
Correct.
appointments, and somebody is waiting for
I
them.
totally agree with that. That's true.
Good. Listen, we have one more clip to see how much fun the Zumba class can have. And they're all
I can't keep up with
up
that
there
class.
in age. Can we see that clip?
Instructor too.
Okay. Well, they were having fun.
That was a wonderful event. That was the health fair that Burlington has it every year.
Yeah.
Fantastic event. If you didn't go this year, you got to go next year.
Absolutely. We
Yeah, I can't keep up with that group, and it just tells you it's not about. And I run, so it's not about your age. It's about your fitness, and anybody can be fit enough to do.
Right.
Oh,
To do that. You
absolutely.
just have to work up to it.
Yeah, I love doing Zumba. Unfortunately, I have a bad ankle and I can't do it anymore. So that's it. So we're running out of time. So last comments. You want to start, Doctor?
You know, the healthcare system is continuously looking at ways to improve the health of populations. And the elder population specifically could definitely benefit from means other than medicines, other than medical interventions, you know, if possible, to improve health. If you can exercise, if you can do these types of positive social interactions, do them.
Thank you, Dr.
I would, to end this as a quote from National Institute of Aging. They said that what exercise does to your body does to your brain as well.
Absolutely.
And I end up with that.
Thank you.
I would say getting out and socializing and being engaged in the world is as important as the exercise itself. And so even if you can't exercise and walk a mile, just going out and being with the world is just as important. And another little plug for the walking group, if you're just starting and you want to start walking, we're on the track. If you can only do a quarter mile, you can do that. I'm right there supervising, so if anything happens, you don't have to worry about it. You can use a cane or a walker, and people do.
Absolutely. Good advice. Well, I want to thank my guests, Dr. Saltsman, Dr. Vargas, and Marge McDonald.
Is this the best show you've had ever?
Of
You gotta
course.
say
Yeah,
it's the
It's
best show you've ever
absolutely the best show. I want to just say that this is Be Prepared, and we are here every month for your pleasure, trying to bring you important information about health, wellness, and safety. And so we will see you next month as always, and thank you so much, and please be prepared
Be safe.
and be safe.
Yes.
Mhm.